Unlike Snowboard video, we'll go over how to repair your board when you get rock core shots. So I've got my iron on and it's smoking. That means it's way too hot. I like to have on my iron, I actually set the temperature, and if it's starting to burn too hot, just turn it down. Because if you start burning your wax, it's gonna turn into something different. It's gonna actually, the wax was kind of like with P-tex, it gets that extra carbon, you're burning it. You need to like melt it. You wanna melt it onto it. You don't wanna burn your wax. And we were burning our P-tex, but the P-tex, I told you it needed to be burning at a certain temperature also, or else it get too hot. Now, I've got this cooled down, so I actually, sometimes when I'm repairing my board, I like to break out my iron and just warm the P-tex into my board a little bit too. And that way it like presses it down into it so it's still fresh. I'm just gonna kind of press this P-tex down in there. I want it to stick into my base. So I want it to really bond to my base. I'm just giving it a little bit of extra heat and pressure to do that. There we are. Again, once you start seeing smoke, if you're seeing smoke on your iron, turn it down. It's too hot. And a lot of the times when you buy like a Snowboard iron, it's perfectly flat, doesn't have these little holes, and it will have a temperature perfectly for wax. But I just picked this up at a local market and like $5 and boom. I know I'm never gonna use it to iron my clothes ever again, you know. It's ruined for that. This is just for wax and my board. So I'm melting in that P-tex a little bit more, and you see I really pressure down into it. Same when I'm waxing too. I do like that way it gets into my board. But I wanna make sure that's in there nice. My iron's not too hot, sweet. Yeah, I've pretty much close to getting this. I'm just gonna let it absorb into there, bond, you know, melt into the base. Be patient again, like I said. Wait for that, and then we'll scrape it out there. So now it's already nice repaired. You saw how quickly I did that. I like to have this this scrubber to help clean the board a little bit and get little particles off. I'm gonna wax it. I've got this metal scraper. I usually don't do that unless I'm repairing my board. I've got the plastic scraper. That's what I like to use when I'm waxing, scraping that off. So the smoke's cleared up, the board's dried, giving it some time. We get ready to scrape it. So with this extra layer of P-tex, I might be able to scrape it off with the plastic, but I'm most likely gonna need to use the metal one, just that it's gonna get more of the P-tex off. So I'm just gonna start with that. You can see it's gonna start curling up. Whatever's not flush with my base just peels up, just like that. Nice and smooth. Looks like we got a good bond on these 3 or 4 shots right there. And then that extra, I'm not gonna throw it on the floor right there. I've been collecting a pile. But yeah, that is nice. That bonded really well. I mean, for now, you always know if it really bonded well is when you get out on the mountain, and if you go a few runs, if it's still holding in. Yeah, you don't want to do a bad job, because you don't want to have to do this every time you go out riding. Yeah, there we go. Man, this did a pretty good job. So I burnt the P-tex at that right temperature where I had a blue flame, and it bonded to my base really well. You know, if you did a bad job is that when you're scraping off, and if it just comes out, you just have to do it over again. You didn't do a very good job. You didn't burn it at the right temperature. So, man, that didn't take very much to scrape off. I'm gonna break out my plastic scraper now. This can also scratch off my wax if I had any extra wax. So I'm scraping that excess P-tex off of my board. Your board is meant to absorb. It's little grooves, little channels going from tail to tip, and that's meant to help absorb the wax so that you can have more viscosity and you can move faster. Now, with snowboarding, it is so important to go fast, or at least have the ability to go faster, because man, if we get stuck in the flats, it sucks, and you're walking or unstrapping, I might have to skate a little bit, or if it's really bad, just unstrap your board completely and walk. So if you have that extra little bit of speed by putting wax on your board, you're going to be able to get through those flatter spots. You don't have to point as fast. No, it's just nice that it's just that extra acceleration is there. You can always slow down if you need to, but you can't speed up more. So if you don't have that extra viscosity, you have a lot more friction in your board, you're going to go slower. So I just fixed up my base here. Had a lot of rock shots, a lot of core shots. I've been going up to Alta. This is October 2018. Last 2 weeks we've had great snow, but it started melting. I was hiking a lot, hiked up there 7 days. The last couple days, too many rock shots, too many core shots that damaged my board. So I'm thinking maybe I should maybe hold off hiking so I don't get damaged. It's always nice to get damaged, right? And the reason why I'm wearing glasses is, yes, I did get damaged. It wasn't snowboarding, but it is nice not to get hurt. So preventing some things right there. There's no holes in my board. It's been repaired. Have a nice flat base again. So maintain and take care of your board so they last longer. I hope to see you out on the mountain.
This is just one of the many snowboard tutorials that we have. Sign up for the full course at flowingfreeride.com. Like, subscribe, and comment. Cheers, FFR.